viewers. Today's video I'm going to deviate away from the audio equipment a little bit and into equipment that I use for making these videos. I have recently been doing some upgrades so that I can basically give you guys a better finished product. And these are 3 microphones that I recently picked up. They're all the Mirfak brand. I hadn't intended on buying all the same brand, but I originally bought the lavalier lapel microphone by Mirfak, and that's what you're actually listening to right now. And when I bought 2 of those, I was offered this on-camera microphone at a deep discounted price. So I wound up buying that. It was maybe about a month ago or 2 months ago. And I've been very impressed with the quality of this, and I decided that I needed really to get a much better mic for voiceovers when I'm doing that part of the segment. And so this TU1 condenser microphone set with the arm and a separate tripod, etc. Was put on sale, so I snatched one of them up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break them into 3 separate videos and do each piece individually. Doing these videos because when I bought them, I bought it blind. I had very little information to go on other than Amazon reviews, which were very few, and you never know how truly accurate they are. And like I said, I hadn't planned on buying all the same brand. It just kind of worked out that way. I've received no compensation from Mirfak for making this video. I've had no contact with them, and I have purchased them on Amazon just like any other customer would. So the opinion you get is 100% my own experience, and I have had no outside influences from the manufacturer or from Amazon, etc. Now, when reviewing these products, I'm going to strive to be as thorough as I possibly can. I will give you sound clips of me using them in practice in comparison where applicable to using the camera zone microphone, etc. And I will also point out anything that I find as far as shortcomings with these products. But with that, keep in mind that these are very, very budget priced products. So weigh the sound quality of the recordings in relation to any flaws I point out, along with the price. So just keep that in mind. This isn't high-end stuff, but we're going to look and see what kind of performance we get out, bang for our buck. Now we'll move on to the unboxing of the TU1 USB condenser microphone kit. As you see, it has a full color packaging. A lot of this type of thing you'll receive from Amazon just in a brown box with specs and what's in the box listed on the back. And it's packed quite well. Here we have the microphone itself, which has a good amount of weight to it. It's a metal body, metal base. And we have just the clamp for attaching the arm to your desk. Thumb screw there. We got the foam wind filter to go onto the microphone, like so. What is this here? This is the microphone mount for using on the arm. Microphone screws onto the base there. This is the tripod, so you can use the microphone off of the arm, which will come in handy for me when if I want to use this microphone for recording test recordings on the speaker. Oh, you know what? This is for going onto the tripod. That's where that goes. And this goes onto the arm. This is the microphone shock mount, so you're not going to be picking up vibrations with the microphone. Here is the arm itself. Fairly light duty, but overall I'd say it's solidly built. Maybe lightweight, but I see no reason why I would think that this thing would fail or cause me any trouble. And then underneath we have our pop filter, and then we have our cable. Alright, let's hook it up and see how it sounds. Now I'll cover some of the weaker points that I found on this microphone, primarily in the armature. But keep in mind, you're getting a lot for $30, so you're just going to have to accept some compromises. Number one is this mount here. This is all plastic, so you just want to be very careful with handling it. Number two is placement of these buttons. These buttons can be convenient, but at the same time, with this shock mount, they kind of get in the way of the shock mount. So if you look, let me actually disconnect that for you, and I'll try to squeeze this out past the buttons. You'll notice that there is a notch in the shock mount here, I guess to accommodate the buttons so you can reach them. Even so, you're still reaching through to get at these buttons to make them useful. Come on, camera, focus for me. So when you get your microphone set up to where you want it, you're going to probably just want to undo this shock mount and rotate this inner ring to the position that you'd want it to be at, so that you can have these camera, come on, so you can have your buttons located within this slot right here, so you can actually use those buttons. The pop filter is made fairly robust and easy to maneuver. To use the tripod, you will unscrew the articulated arm adapter and screw this directly onto the tripod. Now to attach the microphone to the tripod, you simply insert the threaded bottom and turn the lower nut until it's tightened down onto the rubber pad. Just like that. Now this attachment, you can use that on the articulated arm also if you like, and in the end that may be the route I go. I don't feel the shock mount's going to be that important for me, and that gives you easier access to the knobs. When you initially plug in your USB microphone, and I'm recording on my old stick microphone, Windows will automatically load the driver for it. Once your computer has finished loading the drivers, etc., then you're going to want to do some settings changes. So go to your start button in the lower left hand corner, hit the gear for settings, go to system, then sound, and then in the right hand side there's over here sound control panel. Click on that, And there is a shortcut to get to the sound control panel. I don't recall what it is, so I took the long way home. And then you're going to go to Recording, USB Audio Device. And you'll double click on that. And then you'll go to Levels. I always set mine around 80. It's probably defaulting to 88. And then go to Advanced. When you first open it up, it's going to be set on 1 channel 16-bit CD quality. I just move it up to 2 channel DVD quality. You could do 1 channel, 2 channel DVD quality. You probably won't make any difference whatsoever. Then after that, you will hit Apply. You'll also see a setting under Listen for Listen to this device. You can switch over to USB audio device and hit Listen to this device. And that will allow you to play back through the microphone as if it's a headphone amplifier. So instead of going through your speakers, it will go through the headphone jack on the microphone, and you'd be able to play back another video and listen to it. But what you do get is a terrible echo along with it, because the microphone itself does not turn off, so you wind up with both of them running at the same time. There may be times for monitoring purposes that you may want to use that. So when you're back at sound here for playback, I recommend that you have your normal speaker output. Stay away from USB audio device. And recording, USB audio device there. All right, let's twiddle some knobs here and see what they do. First, let me mention, I don't know if you can hear it, but I have a slight whirring noise in the headphones that comes on once my screen recorder program turns on. So I'm getting a little feedback from the software end of it. Don't know if that is related to the microphone at all or is strictly in that software. But we'll start with this top knob here, which is marked Echo, and I do notice that when I touch it, I get a hum. If I touch the volume knob, I don't get a hum. So we'll turn that up, and it's actually it's a reverb effect, and that's it turned all the way up. Let's turn that back down, get it out of the way. The volume control I thought would have been just for the headphones. No, the volume control will affect your recording level. So I'm turning it up now, and that's all the way up. And I'll keep talking as I turn it down, and I'm turning it back up again. And I always leave it at just beyond halfway. Then I do any kind of adjustments with the PC itself. Now, if you move down to the bottom, there is the lighted button, which you press it once, it will mute. And I press that now, and it will mute your headphones as well as the recording at the PC. Then you press it again, it turns the microphone back on, and it has a bit of a click feel to it that you can clearly hear in the recording. There is another feature, which is noise reduction. And for that you hold down the button for 3 seconds, and it will either deactivate it or activate it. Right out of the box, it is activated. And what it really is, as far as I can tell, is a noise gate. So if the input volume that it detects starts getting quieter, it will turn itself down or off, blocking any background noise until it gets a signal, again, a sound, again, that's enough to trigger it to turn all the way back up again. So let me turn that on. So you push the button, 2, 1. Now the noise reduction system is on, and you can you can clearly hear the gating happen. So as I'm talking louder, it may sound somewhat normal and you don't hear any noise in the background. But if I start talking softer, or let's say I start moving away from the microphone, you will find that the volume dramatically drops off. And what I found with this is it may be fine for doing close up, probably 6 inches away from the microphone with the pop filter in front of me. It would be fine for that. But if you're recording music, for instance, you're going to hear like some fluctuations and distortion to the music as the gate starts opening and closing, trying to filter out the noise. So use that when appropriate. I kind of like it just turned off like that. It's much smoother, but definitely with recording music, I would leave that off. Next step, let's see if there is a difference. I've had the pop filter in front of the microphone the whole time. I don't have the windscreen on, so let's flip that up and out of the way and see. I don't know if listening with the headphones, I can't tell a sound difference, but here, pop, 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 pop. Snap, crackle, pop. Now let's try it with the windscreen and see what happens. With the pop filter, that is. So, snap, crackle, snap, crackle. It works pretty well. Okay, noise reduction is off. The pop filter is out of the way. And all I want to do for this test is we'll check the cardioid pickup pattern. So the microphone, there we go. It's directly in front of me with the knobs on the microphone pointing at my mouth. Now I will go off to the right side, my right, of the microphone, still speaking. Same distance behind the microphone. Same distance on my left with the microphone. And above the microphone from the top, speaking straight down at it. And now back to in front of the microphone.
A Monday warrior, mean stripe. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
And that is my review of the Mirfak TU1 USB condenser microphone. If you liked this video, if you found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.